All right, here we are back the second day here at the SEMA Show. Got in a little extra early, being media. It's definitely nice having a lot less crowds here to try and finagle around and get good shots for all of you. So go in here, take a look around, take full advantage of this extra half an hour I have to get videos of all of these cars without having a swarm of people around them. All right, so this Challenger behind me is really a custom build, and they've done a lot of work to it, and I really respect the amount of hard work and effort that went into it. The quarter panels are extremely flared out, the fenders are as well, and it's just really well done. It's not my style, it's not what I would do to a classic E-body, but at the same time, you have to respect the hard work and effort that went into making this car what it is. All right, so behind me is the all-new 632 cubic inch crate engine from GM. It is the new 1,000 horsepower crate engine that they are now offering. It's absolutely insane. The horsepower wars are not dead. This is just absolutely incredible. They're getting this kind of power out of a naturally aspirated big block. All right, behind me is a very unique car I've never seen before, probably because they have never existed before. It's called a Lanark DS. Apologize if I'm butchering the pronunciation of that. And it's a unique vehicle. It's bespoke, custom built, and it's actually powered by a Tesla electric power plant. So it's an electric car, but it's got the look and feel of more of like a 50s European small sports car. It's really slick looking, it's really clean, elegant design, and yet you get the modern comforts of the electric power plant. So it's, as we've seen already, this trend of having EV powered vehicles for your classic cars and your modern cars as well. It's definitely gonna be a continued trend, and we're definitely gonna see a lot more of it. But at the same time, we're also not seeing a decline in your gas powered engines, as we just saw with the new 1,000 horsepower crate engine from Chevrolet. All right, behind me is one of my favorite builds here at the 2021 SEMA Show, and it's a C1 Corvette built by Dave Kindig and Kindig Designs, and this car is absolutely incredible. I mean, it's got a carbon fiber body, it's making over 600 horsepower. It looks so clean and so well executed. It's absolutely stunning and breathtaking. I can't get enough of looking at this car. What's really amazing, of course, are the subtle touches that they do. You go ahead, it has Kindig, signature is in the horn button. It looks like a manual transmission by the shifter. It looks like the old original design, but it's actually an automatic. The touches on this car are truly incredible, and Dave Kindig, once again, can't say it enough, he knocks it out of the park and just really puts together some amazing vehicles. All right, behind me, HP Tuners has a couple really cool cars in their booth today. Well, a car and a truck. They've got a 69 Charger that's got a Hellcat swap in it, and they've got an incredible custom truck that's got an extra axle, and it's just really over the top and absolutely insane, and I love it. Two very different types of builds, and yet coming together with a common thread with the HP Tuners for the computer controls of the fuel injection. All right, behind me is a first generation Dodge Charger that has been heavily modified in the body. The quarter panels have been flared way out. It's got a Hellcat swap in it. The car is absolutely insane. The craftsmanship is top notch. Again, this is a little extreme for my taste. And we got, of course, announcements going on, but let's take a closer look at this car because the workmanship is just really cool, and I have to give my hats off and much respect to the builder of this car. Even if it's not the type of build that I would do, you have to respect the work and the amazing talent it takes to do this kind of work. Even the guys over at Super Performance are getting on the EV trend. They now offer a Cobra with an EV conversion. So it's, as I've said repeatedly throughout my videos this week, EV is here to stay, and it's definitely a growing segment. We'll see how the cost goes, because right now it's extremely expensive, but in the future I could see the next 10 years even possibly doing an EV swap costs somewhere in the neighborhood of an LS swap. All right, every year Ford also has a really big display here at the SEMA Show, so we always have to check them out, see what they've got, see what kind of builds they're doing. They usually focus, of course, like the other big three do, on their new stuff. They do a lot of custom one-off stuff to show what it's capable of doing to make your Ford product your very own. So let's wander around, see what they got. I see a lot of trucks, of course, this year. There's a big focus with big push with Ford, sorry, definitely not in the Dodge booth. And of course, they got some really wild Broncos. We'll go and show you some of these vehicles that they've got here at Ford this year. All right, behind me in the Ford display is this absolutely stunning 64 Ford Galaxy custom built car. It is absolutely amazing. I was walking by, I was like, it's a 64 Galaxy, but then you look under the hood and it's got a 427 single overhead cam engine that is just absolutely to die for. I mean, it's a super rare engine and it's really designed for racing applications, and it's really cool to see one in person because you don't see them very often. And then it's backed by a 6-speed manual transmission. It's got a little oversized wheels, and the car is very clean, very understated, and absolutely incredible, and I'm sure it's a blast to drive. All right, the company behind me, Victor Racing, has come out with a really cool product for you track guys out there. They've got Active Aero. So they've got a rear spoiler kit for, so far here on display, they've got a C8 Corvette and a GT500 Mustang. And the aero is moving back and forth. It's got servos on it to go ahead and articulate the rear wing. It's a pretty cool, and it's something I haven't seen here at SEMA before. I've seen Active Aero done. Of course, you got some production cars that have done it, and there have been one-off racers that have been doing it for years, but to see it as an actual product being offered to the market, it's pretty cool. This Porsche behind me at the CSF cooling booth is no joke. It's really clean, really elegant, and the design work is just top-notch, and it keeps the classic look and feel of the Porsche, but it's still been modernized in nice, supple touches, and it's just really, really clean. All right, a lot of you guys are curious to know if this Eleanor that was in my video from day one at SEMA is an officially licensed car, because you know very well what happened to B is for Build and not having a licensed vehicle. Yes, this is an officially licensed Eleanor edition. It's got the plaque on the firewall or inner fender, and this car was built for Buster Posey, the baseball player, so it's highly unlikely that he would have gone through the trouble of getting a car commission like this and not have gone through the proper channels just because of where he is. And so yes, I have confirmation here. It is an authentically licensed Eleanor recreation, and so they're not gonna have to worry about this car getting confiscated like unfortunately happened to B is for Build. All right, behind me is a 59 Buick built by Kindig Designs. Of course, it's a recurring theme here along with Chip Foose. Is another one of the top manufacturer builders that I absolutely love their work. And the 59 Buick behind me, while it's not my favorite year model of car, you have to, of course, respect the craftsmanship and the attention to detail in these cars. One of the things that I really love about this particular build is under the hood. It's a modern LSA derivative engine, but they've dressed it up to look like a period correct Buick nailhead engine with the vertical valve covers. It's really cool, really clean, and it's gonna be coming up for auction at Barrett-Jackson in Scottsdale come January. All right, Superformance has always been a top name when it comes to replica Cobras. Well, they also do GT40s, and behind me is a GT40 Mark II that has a new 5.0 camera motor in it, and it looks really awesome and it fits in there really well, but it's also got a stacked injection, so it looks period correct. Of course, you have the valve covers that give it away, but when you first glance, pop the hood, you see the stacked injection. Looks like it came that way from the 60s. It's very cool, very modern, gives additional drivability to these handful of a race car that they were back in the 60s. Hopefully one day we'll see how things go. Maybe I'll have a Mark II GT40 in my garage. All right, so this 65 Chevelle behind me is definitely coming pretty far on the extreme side when it comes to resto mods. I mean, there's not a panel on this car that hasn't been modified in one way or another. It is really clean on how they execute everything, and you don't see any random wires running around. And the changes that they've made to the body and the grille, the taillights, the roof, the hood, everything is really well executed. The craftsmanship is definitely top notch. I don't know if I could take a 65 Chevelle to this extreme, but the car is absolutely stunning. And of course, being blue, you know I'm gonna love it. All right, well, Superformance isn't the only company here at SEMA 2021 that's got an electric conversion powered Cobra. Behind me, this company here, they've not only is it a electric powered Cobra, the body is carbon fiber. And the craftsmanship here, of course, is top notch, is again, continuing the trend of having the EV conversions in the classic car industry. All right, so wandering around the central hall, you definitely notice if you've been here before, there are a lot of big manufacturers that aren't here that are normally here. Especially, you know, like in the brakes, it's very noticeable with like Bear and Brembo and StopTech. All those guys are not here. OER's not here, Dakota Digital's not here. And there are a lot of companies that aren't here, and even companies that are here that have been here forever, like Edelbrock. Instead of having their big massive display like they always do, Edelbrock in particular has a much smaller footprint and combined with several other companies as well. So you can definitely know that if you've been here before, the reduction in the attendance from both the manufacturers as well as from the attendees. Now once we get over the South Hall, I snuck over there yesterday, as you know, because you saw the Mopar booth part. That place is almost like a ghost town. I would say it's maybe 25% capacity over there, and the entire back half of the building is completely empty. So we'll head over there in a little bit and show you what type of cars and products they've got over there. So here in the South Hall is where the reduced attendance is really the most noticeable. Behind me it's hard to see, but this show used to go all the way to the back of the building, and it almost pretty much stops right here where I'm at, which is about halfway through. There are a few vendors behind me with their stuff on display, and they've got registration going on behind that, but overall it's pretty much dead back here. And this is one of those areas I was talking about before the show started that I'm not surprised, because a lot of the companies that usually display here are usually from Asia and are different tire companies and wheel companies and things like that. And so the fact that they're not here this year is really no big surprise considering all the travel restrictions. Now, if you haven't already done so, you're going to want to go over to my Instagram account, 72Hemi. I'll put the tag here on the screen somewhere, and follow me on Instagram, because while I cover a lot of stuff here in video for the SEMA show, I also put some other stuff on the Instagram that doesn't make it here in the videos, and vice versa. So if you're not already subscribed to my Instagram channel, go ahead, head over there to Instagram, check it out, 72 Hemi. All right, behind me is an incredibly cool custom modified Woody. Now, Woodies were vehicles that were made typically in like the 20s through the 40s, different makes and models offered them, and they were very popular by surfers in like the 60s. And it was very common for them to customize them and things like that, which is why this one has a pair of surfboards on the top. What I really like is all of the custom metalwork that they've done, like in the grill, on the running boards. It's just really a nice taste and tasteful design, and it really makes the vehicle truly unique. And of course, having a blown engine in it definitely doesn't hurt it at all. And having the purple, nice fun color. All right, well, that's gonna be a wrap for me here at SEMA 2021. Unfortunately, it is a short trip this year. Normally I'm here for the entire week, but this year didn't make it work, just came out for a couple of days. Hope you guys enjoyed the coverage this week from this event. And as always, we will be here next year again and covering SEMA for you once again. So if you enjoyed these videos this week, go ahead and smash that like button. And if you want to keep up to date with all my future uploads, especially covering of more SEMA events in the future, don't forget to smash that subscribe button, and I will see you guys at the next video.